Hi everyone, it's Natalie from Power Moon Tarot, and today I have an interesting reading for you regarding what planet do you visit in your dream and why. And so for those of you that are interested in astral travel or the fact that we may visit planets and other worlds in our dreams, this reading is for you. It is a pick a card reading, and I have pre-shuffled the piles. I have no idea what planets I picked. I had, 7 to 9 to choose from. And I also drew some cards here, but I have no idea what's in here. I just shuffled for the benefit of saving time. So with that, your pick a card reading starts now. Pile 1. Your stone here is this pretty blue shimmering stone. Pile number 1. Pile number 2 is smoky quartz. Pile number 3 is yellow jasper, and pile number 4 is amethyst. And so pick a pile based on whatever draws you. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, or pile 4, and I'll link to the timestamps in the comments so you can find your pile and go right to your pile if that's what you want to do. So with that, let's start with pile number 1. So with that, I'm going to move pile number 2 and pile number 3 and pile number 4 over to the right here. And I'm going to start with pile number 1, pretty blue stone. Okay, pile number 1. This is your reading. What planet do you travel to at night during your dreams astrally, and why are you traveling there? What information are you trying to pick up during your travels? Okay. So for pile number 1, right away, even before I pick the first card, I'm drawn to the throat chakra and symbols. So if there's certain symbols that you're seeing in your dreams at night, then you wake up in the morning and you see symbols, then pay attention to those. But before okay, so let's go. Mercury, throat chakra. Pay attention. Of course, Mercury is communication associated with the throat chakra, and also symbols. Mercury would definitely communicate in symbols and in another language. So for pile number 1, it looks like you are traveling to Mercury while you sleep. And it's funny because over here in the left looks like Earth, and then we have and I'm not sure what Egyptian, I think this is I forget what his name is, but it's the one that has the bird head, and he's holding up the Earth. And so it looks like, and then we see the symbols on the card here with these ancient symbols on the wall. So definitely pile number 1, you are traveling to Mercury at night, and you are seeing some symbols and having, certain upgrades in your mental body, because this has to do with the realm of the mind. Also, we are starting a Mercury retrograde here. We're 1 day away from Mercury retrograde. So pile number 1, this is very appropriate for right now if you picked pile number 1. Okay. And just pulling out your cards here. Ooh, of course. Of course, pile number 1, you're going to Mercury for learning, which governs, Mercury governs travel and learning. Okay, so for those of you that picked pile number 1, right off the bat, 10 of Swords stands out to me. And 10 of Swords can be that a situation in your life is now over and coming to a close. And it's more than over. It's like done. It's been overdone. and maybe certain communications and the way that communications in your relationships have been happening is just coming to an experience where it's over, it's done. The old way is not working anymore. And maybe you're going to Mercury at night to learn more about how you can communicate in an effective way. Because here we see the book, we see the symbols here, and then we see these lights around the book, and it almost looks like an archway, you know, a nature archway. And again, I see the archway here with this liminal dance where we're going in and out, in and out. And with the Ten of Swords, it also has to do with going in and out. And definitely with the Ten of Swords, this is astral travel. This is also my astral travel card and has to do with leaving your body. We know that the body anyway is like, you know, our container in this lifetime, and it's very important, but it's not the limit. It doesn't represent the limits of our spirit or our consciousness. And so you can see that, yes, you are, this is a huge astral travel card. So maybe you've been learning about astral travel and it's something that has been a curious topic for you. And so you've been learning about it. Also with this Four of Pentacles here, the denseness of the Four of Pentacles is that we're in the 3D, we're in the body, and you know, we're not wanting to necessarily let go of things easily, right? And with this Four of Pentacles though, I really see this here more as like energetic play. It's like the physical body gets so, I don't know if any of you in pile number 1 have had this thought before, but you know, I'm not, you know, I'm happy to be alive and I'm happy to be on this earth, and I'm not keepers of the earth. I'm not trying to leave this earth, but I am excited for the day, someday when I cross over from this physical realm and I can feel what it feels like to not have a physical body anymore and to not be weighted down by the concerns of the physical, whether it be health, it be things that just feel very heavy and aggravating on your physical body and the demands of being in a physical body. Like, you know, my back hurts or my head hurts or I have a headache. You know, these are the things that we experience in a physical body. And of course, with the Two of Pentacles here, we've got the 2 and the 4 of Pentacles, and then we have the Keepers of the Earth. So I definitely see there is an anchoring in the physical body, and then there is a leaving of the physical body. And I do think that you're moving forth in that to basically learn more. And the liminal dance here, it says delicacy, fragility, and transience. And that is so true when we're talking about the earth plane. Our bodies are very delicate and very fragile, and the earth experience as a whole is very delicate and fragile. So maybe you're going to Mercury to get some body healing as well, because Mercury also has to do with healers and doctors and medicine. And so maybe you are going there as well to experience some healing in your physical body and learn about the physical body and what can be done. I'd like to read the liminal dance here, number 8 from the Hidden Worlds book for you guys, for pile number 1 here. So it says, amidst the standing stones of the ancient ones, within which lie codes to recall, remember who we are, dance the wee folk, whose dance re-energizes and protects these great stones. Their delicacy and their fragility cannot be denied, but nor can their strength and their power, as these unseen beings move around about in forgotten pathways, weaving to the life of the land beneath their feet, ensuring that the memories within the stones do not die, but connect again to those who open up their timeless messages. For you, dear friend, it's time to remember that within the forgotten places lies the things that you too once knew, and that you have powers within you arising, ready to be embraced. You are being as delicate and as mysterious as the fairy, as eternal as the stones, and if you simply begin to remember, you recall all that is. The simple acts of remembering, of standing strong, of knowing there is more to this world that can be dreamt of, will remind you of the eternal dance. You too within you have delicate powers, and at times you too are fragile. This is a transience to our bodies, as they will not be able to be the cloak of our souls forever. But within this impermanence lies great strength and beauty too. Dance the steps, take time to remember, and let the in-between places within you come back to life once again. Every step has magic in it. Do not despair. Walk and dance with intent, and let the shape of your days be created with your will. Okay, so this talks about, like I was saying, with the physical body, how it's fragile and it's not permanent, and how, you know, the wheel keeps, here we have the wheel of fortune. The wheel keeps on turning, keeps on spinning. And here I see, you know, there's a young person here, a little older, moving up, right? This is also like representing the karmic wheel of life, and also big wheel in the sky keeps on turning. I don't know if you guys know that song from Journey, but I always feel like that's big wheel in the sky keeps on turning. Yeah, that one is reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune, and how we go through these, you know, liminal dance. We go through these cycles in life and these revolutions. Also very appropriate with the Mercury retrograde. Keepers of the Earth, just showing that you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. And so you're really going to Mercury, I feel like, to understand and heal, understand the limits of the physical body in this lifetime, learn about what is beyond this lifetime with the physical body. And for me, I can say that's been a very interesting topic for me as well. So for those of you, pile number 1, that are having any health issues, or just generally feelings of fatigue, or feeling tired, or like the 3D physical world is just too demanding, take rest and know that you're learning a great deal about the physical body and its limitations in the dance of the physical body. So thank you, pile number 1. That was your reading. And let us move on to pile number 2. Take a drink here. Okay, so for pile number 2, we have the smoky quartz. So pile number 2, smoky quartz, is a very grounding stone, but it's also, you know, what I'm being drawn to here as I look at this smoky quartz is how magical and mysterious it is, and how many hidden little shimmering spots it has in it. So not so much as a for sure grounding here, but more as like a hidden gem I'm feeling with this smoky quartz. So let's see how that shakes out for you. Pile number 2, this is your reading. What planet do you visit in your dreams at night, and why? Ha, I knew it, Pluto. That's why I was the mysterious and the hidden in the smoky quartz. Those of you, pile number 2, who visit Pluto at night, this is your reading. Okay, so just looking right away, Pluto is very remote. And when you stand from Pluto, it's, first of all, this is number 11, which number 11 is very odd and unusual. And, you know, there's various meanings in numerology for number 11, but I always feel that number 11 is very different from other people. And I will say from this card too, just looking at the planet up here, in the right-hand corner, it is not a planet that, if you're standing on Pluto, it's not something that, for example, if you're trying to view Earth from Pluto, it's very much in the distance and hidden, and we don't really know what that is up there in the right-hand corner. So Pluto rules transformation, death, rebirth. It also rules the Judgment card in tarot, which are those moments that we have those huge awakenings because we see something that we had not seen before. And if that's happening to you in your life right now, pile number 2, if you're having some major awakenings about things in your life, like where you live and what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, that has to do with, you know, your outside circumstances or your inner circumstances, maybe relationships that you thought once were stable were not, and you're getting big hits of information about that. Or maybe you're deepening into your relationship because you realize there's deeper levels to what's happening with you and your partner, and it's not just what you see. And so with Pluto, we have a lot of transformations and opportunities to grow, even though sometimes it can feel very overwhelming and difficult. And you can kind of see it in the man's face here, there's a bit of a grimace on his face. You know, Pluto is not always the easiest energy to work with, and it's deep. It's very deep energy. So let's look at what you have going on, pal number 2. Although pal number 2, I have to say, I feel like you have a sense of humor. I don't feel like you're just serious. And anyway, let's see what the cards say. Ooh, you also got the Wheel of Fortune and health. Ooh, the Star Mother. Well, Transcendent here, this is a beautiful card. This is the Full Moon Temple, Celebration, Peak, Transcendent Moment. So you're really being held in the balance here, pile number 2. And I do see the fun vibe that I was picking up on with not being too serious with the 4 of Wands and the Page of Pentacles here, and the health card where she's looking very happy and joyous and swirling around, and the Wheel of Fortune as well. So yeah, even though you might be going through what seems to be a very intense phase of trying to stabilize yourself in an environment that is not very stable, and it might even be causing you some health issues too. Like, you might be worried about health issues. A lot of times when we go into situations that need major transformation and somebody else wants us to be a stabilizer, or we're supposed to be stabilizing and helping to stabilize the situation, it can take a toll on our health, because you know that energy is very difficult to hold. And you can see here in both cards, her arms are like this and they're in a position of holding. And that's, you know, it's very hard to hold your center in a time of a major transformation. And that's what we see with the Wheel of Fortune too, is reminding us that we do need to hold our center during times of you know, that we can and we have the strength to do that. And part of that for you, pal number 2, and I really see the Star Mother here and the High Priestess as being like pretty much one and the same. And it's like the question here is, how can you mother yourself? So how can you take care of your health? How can you take care of your boundaries? And how can you, you know, still build and do what you want to do here with the Page of Pentacles and be a productive person in society while also holding yourself? And, you know, with the High Priestess here, the High Priestess is, this High Priestess is a little more friendly than some of them, where she looks a little bit more welcoming, like she's willing to share with you the knowledge and information that you seek. And so, you know, sometimes the High Priestess looks very serious, and you have to go through so many levels of initiation, so many levels of study, so many levels of, you know, just basically digging into the information around you. And this High Priestess to me feels a lot more gentle, particularly with the Star Mother too. I mean, yes, you are doing the work. The Page of Pentacles here shows, you know, you're doing the work and you're materializing something from, you know, you're probably going to Pluto to learn about what you should work on and how that should materialize in the you know, in the 3D world. And so you can see, and I love this here with Pluto with transformation, and in the Judgment card in the tarot, Gabriel is sounding his trumpet, and it looks like here this Page of Pentacles is actually building a stone model of Gabriel sounding his trumpet. And so literally you are an agent of transformation and change in the 3D world. Like, you are accessing, with the High Priestess, we are granted access, and we're granted access through a doorway that many other people may not get access to. And because of that, you are given a lot of responsibility, and you are also manifesting a lot on the 3D plane because of that. And so in your everyday working life. And people around you definitely can tell that you have this ability to transform and stabilize situations. Here with the full moon temple, we see celebration, peak, and transcendence. So for you, pile number 2, you are really at a peak moment in your life. And you can see here, like, here's the moon in the sky, here's the moon in the temple. The moon in the temple is actually, you know, there. And that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy, because the moon itself is inside the temple. Instead of just being up in the sky, the moon is in the temple. So you can see here that this is you have, pile number 2, accomplished some really great feats. And, you know, like we said with Pluto, it's not always the easiest journey. It hasn't always been the easiest for you, pile number 2, but you can see how much power and how much strength you have through everything that you've done, because you have this celebration, peak, and transcendent moment where literally your moon is in the temple, shining on everything and illuminating the land even closer than the moon in the sky. So you are going to Pluto to really harness this power, and Pluto is definitely about power as well, and the misuses of power, and the way that we might misuse power in relationship to group or in relationship to self, right? Which is, I think, why the health card is coming up here as well. Reminding us of our limits and how we have to hold our center during times of transformation. So pile number 2, I'd like to read you this number 27, full moon temple here. So number 27, full moon temple. The time has come to celebrate an achievement, a moment of glory and beauty, to recognize the sublime blessing that is within you. It is time to set up an altar within the home, to sing the praises of spirit and give thanks for all that you have. Look around and know that in every moment of gratitude lies a key which unlocks more gifts, that opens the gate and allows the awaiting treasures of life to find their way to you. It is time to build a temple to the fullness of your spirit, just as this moon is full and the temple has been created to expand her energy and amplify it. So too, when you build an altar or create a space within your life for gratitude, celebration, and joy with others, the beauty of life grows more apparent. Put down the work and carve out this time. Commit to celebrating your life and recognizing the milestones of your personal soul quest along the way. Take time to create sacred space. Okay, so I think for you, pile number 2, that you're going to Pluto at night to create a temple on the astral plane where your celebration, peak transcendence moments can really be honored. And this is not just for your own gratification. This is for everyone. This is what you have worked on, has been a gift that you can also share with other people. We don't go through Pluto trials and tribulations without coming back with something of value to share with others. So I actually think, because of this Page of Pentacles and this High Priestess, 4 of Wands, that you are actually going into the astrals to Pluto to build your temple in the astral plane. That is beautiful, pile number 2. I love that. And those are your messages, pile number 2. I am going to move on to pile number 3 next. Okay, take a drink of water. I always like taking a drink of water between the piles. Because it clears me. All right. So pile number 3. This yellow jasper is a little more, it's smooth, but the stone itself is smooth, but it has jagged edges to it, and it's smaller. I don't feel like pile number 3, you guys are gonna have a small planet, or that you're small by any means. It's just, this yellow jasper has these interesting edges. It's not as big as some of the other stones either. But you could be the biggest of all. We'll see. We'll see. Pile number 3. Neptune. Neptune is a big planet. Neptune. I was also feeling the sun, maybe because of this yellow jasper and this yellow color and the magnificence of our sun. Anyway, your pile here, number 3, is Neptune. So you are visiting Neptune in your dreams at night. Woo. Oh. Oh, Homeward Traveler, card number 21, completion, reunion, return. So for those of you, I just got chills. For those of you that picked pile number 3, I feel like Neptune could be a home world for you. And look at this beautiful, because of the star seeds here, what lights you up, for those of you that identify as a star seed. I feel like when you go to Neptune at night while you're sleeping, that you're releasing a lot. You are releasing, you know, these rocks here look like the earth plane to me, and how, you know, the earth can be, the 3D can be kind of jagged and difficult at times, and how Neptune is much softer and has a lot more water, and just feels a lot smoother. Like this, I was saying, this stone is very smooth. It's got its jagged edges, right? Like the earth plane has its jagged edges, but this stone overall feels very smooth in my hand. And so I felt like, you know, you could be going to Neptune at night to release some of the hard experiences that you're having on Earth. Now, especially if you identify as a star seed, and there's a sweetness here with this little girl in the picture in the star seed. I feel like for those of you, pile number 3, that you're very sensitive and you're very sweet and you're very caring and loving. But you know, the earth plane is challenging because we have to pay our bills, we have to make money, we have to, you know, survive on the earth plane. And I feel like with this 7 of Pentacles right here, this shows how, you know, maybe some of those earth plane lessons have gotten to be rather heavy on your soul. And how, for instance, the rat race and the 9 to 5 and the day to day has really overwhelmed at times. I feel there is an overwhelming feeling here, and you know, a necessary need to slow down and release when you're dreaming at night, to really release the earth experiences and let them just sort of, it's almost like the poison leaving your body. Like whatever is challenging for you about the earth experience is directly being given up to Neptune for healing, release. And with this star seed and this homeward traveler, Neptune, or Neptune-like planets, because I see 2 planets here, you know, one where you're looking, actually I see 3, because she's sitting on a different planet, she's looking at 2 planets. I actually see 3 planets here. Oh, I got a tickle in my throat. Pile number 3, 3 planets. You could be traveling at night to 3 different planets that are Neptune-like worlds, that are like water worlds. Excuse me, I'm gonna take a drink of water. You could be traveling to water worlds at night for healing and releasing of some of the earth experiences that become more difficult. I will also say that you have work to do on these planets. You're doing double duty. That's why things seem challenging and seem hard. And you see, I'm seeing the 2 faces. One of the face is laughing, and one of the faces is crying. And you know, it's kind of like those, when you think about the theater, you have one face laughing, one face crying. So maybe some of you are artists or are in the theater, and maybe you're going to different worlds at night while you sleep, like 3 different worlds, and they're Neptunian-like worlds. But I also feel, like I said, these are home worlds for you. So this is a release. This is like, a vacation for you. This is like, pick your favorite Earth destination. What do you like best? Or where would you want to go most? To the Caribbean islands or something, right? Maybe not always, but let's say that's the place you always wanted to visit. And you get to go there for a 2-week vacation. I feel like that's happening for you at night, starseeds, that you're getting that beautiful, sharing in these different worlds and returning home and seeing your people. And you're very busy while you're there, because I see the Knight of Wands here, and then the 8 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles. So you're very, very busy while you're there. And you may be like involved in some kind of, some of the more, if you think about these other worlds that actually could have life on them, maybe you're involved in some of the more diplomatic comings and goings of that world. And so, like the legal system, or making the rules or writing the laws or studying in some kind of a way. And then here with the 8 of Pentacles, we have the artist, right? I mentioned before, you could be an artist too. But I see you working in many different mediums and being able to be, in the earth plane, we always talk about being a right brain person or a left brain person. Starseeds, as I've found in my life, I work in a very left brain profession, but tarot reading is decidedly very right brain, right? I mean, not always. You do need to bring some analytical skills to it, but starseeds, I think, are both right brained and left brained, and they can access both sides of their brain easily in both the earth plane and the non-earth plane. And so I see you being in some kind of formal role in these worlds, but also doing a lot of work, artistic work and creative work, which is beautiful. And that's really what you would prefer to do, is have a combination of both, because in your home world, that's what you did. You did a combination of both. You had responsibilities to society and to the people, but you also had an inward creative process. And then the other thing with this Knight of Wands here, I really like this Knight of Wands. I feel like this could be somebody that you're meeting up with at night in one of these worlds. And it could be somebody that you've known for a long time. When I look at him, I feel like I want to laugh, like he's funny, like has a good sense of humor and doesn't take himself too seriously. And that, he's there to help you laugh and unwind and release from some of these earth experiences. So if you have somebody like that in your life who's funny and charming and upbeat and doesn't take themselves too seriously, but also likes to get shit done, and he's a knight, so he's not just a joker, but I feel like he's funny, and he likes to see you when you go to these different worlds at night. Okay, so let me read this card number 21 for you, Homeward Traveler. You have reached the stage of your journey where much of the hard work has been done. You have traveled far and gone through many tests and dangers. There have been moments where you feared you would not make it and wondered whether this journey was worth facing the trials and finding a way through the obstacles. You could have stopped so many times along the way, but something within your soul called you onwards, and so you kept moving in the direction of your goals. There was much to risk, and now comes the reward. For you being guided to the last stages of the journey, there can be no longer any doubt that you, dear friend, are heading in the direction of your true home. This home might not be a place or even people. It could be a state of being, a place of balance and love that is found within. It could be a place in the outside world, a home you've longed for and now are creating. Or it could be that you have been through many struggles and suffered, and now there will be a time of peace and harmony within. You are returning to love, to a place where you can most truly be yourself, and this will bring reunion, completion, in a sense that you have found where you are meant to be. Starseeds, isn't that what we are looking for mostly all of our lives anyway? Anyway, I hope that was helpful for you. And that is your reading, pile number 3. Okay. So, last but not least, we have pile number 4 and the amethyst. What world do you go to in your dreams and why? What other planet do you go to? And this is this beautiful purple color. I love this purple color, and then I have these purple cards here too. And you can also somewhat see through this card or this crystal if you look at it closely. But amethysts are beautiful. All right, let's see where you come from, or where you come from. That's funny. Let's see where you travel to in your dreams, pile number 4. Ooh, the sun. The sun, purple, the color of nobility, Leo energy, the sun. Now this, I felt like we might have gotten the sun last time, which is funny. The sun is actually not a planet, but it is, you know, a very important star, and we would not have any life on our planet or any other planets without it. So, well, there's a lot of planets, so I will just say our planet. But the sun, you know, this, and I love this person here who, it looks like he's holding a wand. In the tarot, the wands are like spirit and fire energy. It looks like he could be like the 2 of Wands or the 3 of Wands in the tarot, and he's looking out at his journey, and you can see there's steps here, and there's the spiralic time, and then of course the heat of the sun, which is coming through here in pile number 4. So why do you return to our beautiful star, the sun, at night while you dream? Already with the wands energy. The sun. The sun and the sun. You are sunny, pile number 4. Okay. Ooh, inner child. Oh, yes. Yes, baby. Ooh, and here we have the dolphin color, pure, joyful friendships and loving help. So we'll read about the dolphin color in a little bit here. But even here, I could see like she's looking into a pool, right? And it's like she could be calling the dolphins there. Then this card says mirror, who or what is triggering you? So you're seeing a mirror in something and it's triggering you. And you know, when we're triggered, oftentimes it has to do with inner child stuff, right? And I think the sun, you know what's really interesting? I feel like right now in this reading, like something's missing, and like not all the cards are here, or something is missing. So I'm going to pick up this deck right here, Rebecca Campbell, Work Your Light, and see if, and draw a couple more cards actually for you, pile number 4. Maybe you do feel like something is missing in your life too. Like with this 5 of Pentacles here, it's really interesting because you've got the sun and the 9 of Pentacles and the sun here and all of this stuff. But then you've got, you know, this 5 of Pentacles here that can feel in this version of the tarot, this version here, it looks, you know, very kind of like waiting, or could be a little bit lonely. Okay, so this is I'm Rama. Where are you being called to journey to? I'm Rama. So let's look at what Rama, and I'm sorry, I don't know how to say that very well, but let's see what Rama is here. And I know I've read about it before, but it looks like for you, pile number 4, you're being called to a place that you maybe haven't been before. see. Here it is. Amrama, what are you being called to journey to? A Celtic word, Amrama, means a journey of the soul, a voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. If you pulled this card, you are either being called on a soul journey or you are already on one. It could be a physical, ancient place or metaphoric. When we journey to places that our soul remembers, a shift takes place, both within and in the planet as well. You being called to journey to a place that is sacred to your soul. Perhaps it is to journey to the world's sacred sites, or a call to cross the country, climb a mountain, lie on the desert floor, or drink from an ancient well. There are places to see and old friends to meet. I see spontaneous pilgrimages in your future. If a physical voyage isn't possible, journey through the portal of your heart, follow the invisible soul trail, and be willing to explore. Maybe read a book or watch a movie about a sacred time or place, or perhaps you're being called to study an ancient lineage or body of work. Whatever your circumstances, your soul is ready to journey deep. And so this Five of Pentacles, I said earlier, was like maybe a waiting or a loneliness. And so, you know, having to wait and have plans put on hold could be something that's happening for you, pile number 4. But I do feel with this card, you're being called to journey to a place you haven't been before. Now that might be, you know, gathering courage. So the sun has to do, I just heard the word courage. The sun has to do with our courage and our bravery, right? And so, and the Seven of Wands here is also like prevailing over anything that's trying to beat you down, and, you know, rising up out of it and fending it off, right? And so for those of you that picked pile number 4, I feel like you're being called to somewhere that you haven't been before, astrally, at night while you dream, and that you're going into the sun to basically shore up your resources and give you the confidence to do that. And through doing that, you're having a lot of healing, having to do with your inner child, and having to do with maybe wounds from your past or from your childhood that told you you weren't capable of doing something, or that you would always need help and you would never be able to do things on your own. And the Nine of Pentacles here is basically saying, fuck that. Like, you are, the Nine of Pentacles to me is the independent feminist card, and having all the resources that you need to not only do what you want to do, but do it in style. And so you're getting that, instead of going from the Five of Pentacles where, you know, taking a journey from a place of, I don't know if I belong here, or lack, you're really being called to, you know, step up in bravery and courage and heal some of those old wounds so that you can go to a place that you've literally never been before. And that is why you are going with the sun and convening with the sun. And here, I love this card. It's so beautiful. It's like right at the center. And it just shows how the sun is smiling her rays. And in this version, I feel like it's a feminine healing almost, even though you would say, oh, the sun's masculine, you know, we don't have to follow that. It's almost like a feminine healing. And I feel like your heart and your courage and your strength and your bravery is being revitalized. I also heard the word hope as well. So hope could be another thing that you're working on. And with this dolphin collar, this sense of kind of being alone on an island, again with the Five of Pentacles, like I'm alone and I'm waiting and I don't always have what I need, is actually, you know, I feel like I want to say pile number 4, that some of that has been good for you, because it's kept you pure in a way. I'm drawn to the word pure here. There are certain people, and with the sun, we can talk about, you know, purity and being childlike and not being, what's the word? Not being bitter and soiled by the toils of the world, right? And so there's a pureness here that maybe if things were a little bit more lonely, or you were waiting for a long time, that there was a purpose to that, and that you were building something of value and holding your ground on something. So I'd like to read the number 15 here, the dolphin collar for you, pile number 4, because I feel like that is significant for you guys. Okay. There are those who can call forth the powers of nature, the messengers of Mother and the Great Spirit. But when we gaze upon nature's marvels, we rarely see the ancient ones standing in their midst, stirring again and again the cauldron of the planet and allowing us to see the beauty of the wonder that is all here. Look at this. This is like stirring the pot. The dolphin caller steps forth at dawn, and to this being the ancient relatives of the humans, the people of the sea, who will move through and around the waters to cleanse and clear the sacred oceans, come. Okay, so this is talking about stepping forth at dawn, which is the sun. You know, the sun's coming up, stepping forth at dawn and calling what you need to you. They reawaken within the waters their purity in their song, and the dolphin caller will transfer their song and gift and clearing energy to the land, to the people as they go about their day. So many now are beginning to arise from their slumber, and not just from the slumber of sleep. They are awakened from the slumber of their soul. So too are you, the dolphin caller, and these magical beings of the ocean now call you to awaken to your own possibilities, to a new beginning, not only each day, but to a new beginning for your soul. A time of play, release, cleansing, of zest, and joyful friendship is available for you. Okay, so like I just got chills again reading that. So this is deep inner child work, and there is an innocence there for you, pile number 4, and a beauty to what you're doing here. And you're stepping out at dawn. And for those of you in pile number 4, if you don't get up very early, and you're not an early morning person, I'm seeing that could be a good time for you and a good space for you as the sun's coming up to come and have some dialogue after you've woken up in the morning with the energy of the rising sun, and you know, maybe through music, maybe through, a lot of times for me, music speaks to me. I put my Apple Music play on shuffle and just let whatever come, and it's in the morning, right? And there might be specific song lyrics and meanings that you need to hear from that. So, and if you do that in the morning, it looks like for you, pile number 4, this will help guide you as far as, you know, where are you being called to? Where are you being called to visit? Where are you being called to go? Really let your inner subconscious, inner child speak to you in those moments, and use like some creative play, hopefully in the morning, to enforce some of the work that you're doing at night when you astrally travel to the sun. So that's beautiful. Thank you, pile number 4, and thank you everyone for being here today. And that's all I have for you. God bless, and we'll see you next time.